Alright, looks like we're live. I'll just confirm real quick. Okay, looks like it. Um, yep. Alright. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Hope everyone is doing great. Today, I'm just gonna do some real quick work before I go out. I just wanted to do some work. We largely did most of the refactoring to get things up to speed to the new sort of code architecture, and also to support lifetime and type param generics, which I'm quite excited about. And so one thought came to my head yesterday. Yesterday I was pretty preoccupied, so I couldn't come online. I believe I didn't come online yesterday, and I am just gonna 1 second. I'm going to say exactly what I was looking at. So I'm looking to do a quick experiment because, so for example, when you go to the core or the parser, so now we're having a field receiver, which basically has all the field metadata, the type, the identifier, the attributes and whatnot. Then we're calling each of these methods to generate all these tokens, which we use to basically, well, generate new code. Then I'm passing the store. Store is like, I don't know what's a better name to call that. It's actually field meta, but anyway, let's call that store for now, which is basically you can think of it like a local database store for aggregation or collation or accumulation of all the tokens necessary to create the new code. Then we have the table attributes like the table name, and what have you. However, I'm actually having a little bit of rethink because if you think about it, I mean, this is open to subjective view on what's the right or more idiomatic way or whatever to do this. So I was thinking this doesn't it make more sense since the data is being generated on store to have rather than field receiver taking store and table derived attribute. It seems to me that it's actually more reasonable that we get something like this create table ID token, then it takes the field receiver and then it takes the table deriver. This looks more reasonable to me, right? Something like this, right? Because we are creating the data within the store and not within the receiver. And with that, it's actually going to be, we can have the field receiver separately as a separate module, then the field meta generation as a separate module. So I'm gravitating towards this. So we create, we say it's like DB create something and stuff. So I think I'm actually gravitating more towards this. So let's do that real quick. And the other thing I'm also looking at is how about, because right here I'm actually able to get the uh, 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 uh I'm able to get the table attribute from within. So for example, like as you can see, it's an associated function table derived attribute. So right here, rather than using it as code as well, I've done table derive at and say something like self the table derive at something like this. We could do something like this as well. And if we would do this, then we wouldn't need this anymore. So we would go back, we could have something like this, right? And even we could go further and say something like so basically we have We could do field receiver as well. Field receiver and do option. Okay, code action is working now. That's good. So we could do the same thing for field receiver and have something like that. And we probably it probably makes more sense to take reference to that, but anyway, then we could do so this taking a reference to field receiver so we could do, for example, set field receiver. So we have that. Yep, thank you. And then actually what I would want to do is, if let's, well, we can do that also. Oh, if it's some, so we only want to set it when it has not been set, so we don't have to do that. So we can do set field receiver. Oh no, because that's, no, we can't do that because the field receiver obviously varies at every iteration. So maybe that's not a good idea. Of course, if we go to field receiver definition, we could, yep, 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 L. Obviously, we can get the table here. I'm actually thinking if it just makes sense to pass field receiver and table derived attributes everywhere rather than having it as a method. But obviously, we need to always have the field receiver because that varies at every iteration. But that doesn't even matter because, well, in that case, we should always set the field receiver. Anyways, in that case, we should always set the field receiver, and then maybe we can return the field receiver, whatever field receiver we set. But anyway, we can do field receiver. So obviously this should be caught by us. So of course we can do, now that we have store, we could have store set field receiver, and we could do the same for table. Table has already been passed. Yep. But if we would be passing a reference, obviously we need to do that out there. Then if we set the field receiver, then we should be able to always get the field receiver. So we go here, we could do something like field receiver equals, no, we shouldn't have to unwrap, we should do something like, it's a private function, fine, but we can make it public. Let's say within this, oops, don't do that, within this crate. Yep. Yep. So with that we can do this. Of course you can argue that isn't it better to make it more like explicit that in terms of the the dependencies. So basically, always passing the field receiver, and the table derive attributes. That's a valid argument, but yeah. So here, for example, we can then have something like this, and here would be everything is stored. I mean, if we're gonna be having this store, we're gonna do that, and field name serialized. It should be something like that. Oh, I believe I'm calling it DB field name. And this should be DB field name. DB field name. Is that convertible to token? Let's check. Yes, it should be compatible now. Thought waves. Hi bro, what's good? How's it going? Did you message me yesterday or was it 2 days ago about the video? I'm just trying to be sure. I actually started checking them out. I was just really tired yesterday, and today also I've only just gotten a little bit of time to stream now for a few minutes before I'm out again. So I'm hoping I'm able to check them out properly. What's today? Maybe tomorrow. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, nice work. I did see one, at least one or two. And I was trying to see the last one. They're nice videos. Good job. Good good work. Nice work. So how's it going today? Field receiver. So this should not be on field. No, field receiver. Right. So it's just a matter of if we want to make it explicit or we want to make it that you can set it once and you can just use it straight away. So we got a field receiver. Honestly, I'll just do that. Case field receiver. So field identity realize. I guess this would be DB name. Oh no, it should be field receiver effort DB name. I mean, technically we could set that in, but that's good. That's good. Nice one. Nice work. Where are you chatting from? Table derived attributes. Custom type field. Now we got that. Store table ID. So I guess that would be self. Yep. And yeah, because this is actually a different one, so we would want to do that. Field receiver DB name. Okay, to have something like this instead. So what we would do something like this. And then we'll go to let's remove wrapper and do that for now. That can be removed also. So rather than doing field receiver, that it actually just does the token creation. That was the second one, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is definitely much more appropriate in my opinion. Sure. It's more about, do we want to make the dependency explicit by doing field receiver or implicit? I think it's mostly just about that. And of course, that can make it a little bit easier to test, to do like a unit test for everything. Mm, can make it easier to do unit tests. What's my about? Do we want to do these or that? But let's just assume everything needs it. So we'll do that. I'm using field receiver anywhere. Now this gives us the normalized name. This gives us the casing and validating field attributes. Change it not be on. Oh, that's because it's using field receiver, so it's gonna be field receiver. This is that, and now says define. So now we do see validate. Okay, we do create already start create notes because that's 10 to that, so we know it pretty much. And we also create the DB names token. I believe that's what this replaced. Then we go here, we check a couple of fields. So we could actually just change this to field meta, and now pretty much first let's do let's check store usage. In those places where we got store, we want to change those to self, and then we could replace those occurrences, and then we want to check so we go store, then where are we using self? So basically in those places where, oh actually I probably done store first, I mean self before store. Maybe because then it's gonna be a bit difficult with this shouldn't be good. Let's check self because those should be changed to, we can't vec nesting sort of it those types. So first this should be changed to and then generate. Okay, those other ones are static method, probably not, but okay, they are static methods, so shouldn't be that bad. Good. So then we could change data store. Let's see, we could do something like this. Let store equals and I don't think so, but let's try. Yeah. This. Into array. So this could now be self. Let's make them available. That's then get a field receiver. Okay. It's I mean yep. I can't just I mean, it's totally fine if these take that as an argument. So we have field receiver, That's not a problem if we do it this way. It's okay. So we're taking the reference to the same stuff. It's probably fine. So this should be few. This should be. Let's see. Could I just call it? I'll just call it few. And let's see, for the helper method, it can actually be good to, but we can assume that they'll mostly need stuff from this. But let's try. How about we make the dependencies a little bit, but then otherwise, if we're not doing anything, like we could actually make this an associated a static method. My field receiver something we could call it but then we're gonna need because technically we could have those as normal method, but this could make it easy to see what the need, but basically they all need the same. Nope. Otherwise we would have to do this and actually I think that's fine. So we just call it you can assume that most of them need the table and field attributes. Okay. Hey, default 8101, what's good? Good, man. How's it going? Where you chatting from? Happy Val's Day. Are you celebrating with your friends or girlfriend? Valentine. Yep, that's. Happy Val's Day. Am I using this array token? Should receive I think we should probably start. Yummy, 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 yummy. So we can do that. Yeah, to we'll field metadata. Isn't that exported? Okay. So why is that? Oh. Okay. Here's definition. We're doing some pushing here. So actually this looks a little bit risky to me because it's you. It's always you. I mean, we could check here's definition. I'll do instead we do as the vec of vec I see. this that's not been created. So doing that. Yep, field definition, and this should be we go to here. Okay, this one is a little bit more involved, but we can do field method. Undeterred. Okay, this is a bit, maybe a bit more involved. I'm actually gonna make this, I think, yep. So when I'm updating store just randomly, or maybe it doesn't matter. Store in this case would be, let's create static assertion. That would be self. Maybe that's not a nice idea. Self. It is self. Yep. Where does edge type come from? Okay, I'm actually taking relate right away, so I could do relate. Do you want to pass this to explicitly? Okay. We can, since we're using, I don't know if we should make this explicit, but since we're using don't really have to proceed around the thought. We can always do this. Should we get going? Yeah, I think yep. I think this is a good place for me to stop for today. We've got about 3. I'm tempted to do this now, but I would rather come back to do this because I need to go out my Valentine. So I'd rather just stop here, and we've got 3 more to go. So I'll come back to do that. The nice thing about this is then we can have this field meta separately, and we can have like field receiver as maybe a separate module, and just have all the, so rather than having this as core, this could just be like field receiver. It's just 103 line, so we might as well put it at the top level here, have it as field receiver, and just add it as part of this. So we're gonna have about 400 lines and have the key stuff, and we don't have to nest this. We could just have this as fields meta on this module. So you get the gist. But anyway, so those are the things I'm planning to do. Implement for the remaining 3. Move the core to just field receiver, so collocate it with the struct itself. And for the fields meta, just break all the implementation for the methods for generation of the token. to separate modules within separate submodules and just put everything together. I appreciate everyone for joining. Means a lot. We're getting close to being done because this is open source, and I wanted to, in addition to adding the support for lifetime and type param generics, I wanted to also clean up things a little bit, disintegrate the code because all the files and modules were quite large, and it would make the testing a little bit more difficult. But with the new implementation, the unit and integration test I'm planning to write for specifically this part of the pro- procedural macros implementation should be much better and easier compared to before. Most part of other macros are tested, and most all part of other code basically are tested at this point. So this is the part that I would like to put in a little bit of test, and at the end of the day, these are actually tested as part of some end-to-end integration tests um, within the ORM usage themselves. But it would be nice to have some more specific unit and integration tests for this also to make the refactoring, feature refactoring potentially easier. Again, I appreciate you guys for joining. Happy Valentine's. I'm going out to have some Valentine with my vow. You guys have a wonderful one. Have a wonderful one. I appreciate you. See you soon, and I'll be right back. I stopped it. No, I didn't.